And we are all set.
All right. So the meeting's called to order at 6:04. Is that what you guys have on your?
Sure, that works.
Did Jen?
Public comment?
She coming?
She's supposed to go. No one here.
No one's here. Changes to the agenda.
No changes.
Review minutes for November 11th.
Did you read them yet, Laura?
No.
Okay.
I got them to hand deliver. That was all I got.
Yeah, today though, that didn't help.
Well,
There's also in the new packet are the meetings for the special, or the minutes for the special meeting too, so. Okay. That one you don't have, yeah. We got those.
oh, so this is just the 11th?
Yeah.
What the hell?
I didn't get them till this afternoon.
I can vouch for that one. I didn't even get it on before you.
Tell us again about that ethics thing, ethics training.
You can come down and I can get you set up on it. I gotta remember how to do it, man.
Takes
It's been
like
a while.
no time at all.
Yeah, it's pretty quick, but it can be weird. Like you can do the whole thing and then all of a sudden it cuts out and you lose everything. So
So then you gotta do it
and
again.
then you gotta do it again. It's been kind of a pain for.
I've done it twice.
And I still don't have your certification. Do I? I don't think I have yours. I'm gonna say you did it.
I'm pretty sure we probably.
2026, we have to actually send them a copy. State or VLCT, I think is who needs.
We'll do it in January then.
There you go. Yeah, I was saying you might as well wait.
Do it as part of a meeting.
Oh, that's big. I wonder if we could do that.
As long as you don't take another goddamn picture.
Can record it.
Okay.
The only thing I see, which is very minor, is in new business, the second bullet point down. Says
Yep.
James worked with DV Fiber 2 on a cost to run. Is that, I mean,
Yeah.
it's very minor. Is
We'll
that
get
supposed to be
rid of the
duos?
word. You will get rid of the 2. How about that? James
Yeah,
worked
that
with DV
works.
fiber on a cost to run.
Yep.
Yeah. Good catch.
I mean,
90
really.
CUs. That's where you are?
9 DCUs. Yep. So after DV fiber, the 2 after DV fiber, we got rid of that. See it?
TV fiber.
Just the word 2.
Oh,
Oh,
the first one. after
Gotcha.
TV fiber. Got 2 2s in there.
I thought you were looking for a number. I was looking
No.
for a number.
Sorry.
James worked with. Got it.
I'll move that we approve the minutes of November 11th.
That's correct.
Someone second that? I'll
I will
second that. Okay, you can second that. All in favor?
I,
Aye. The minutes for November 11th have been approved as amended. All right, nope,
You're
good, November 20, what? Okay, then, review and approve minutes for November 22nd. I don't think I have those.
You don't. I'm gonna send them over in a second.
Okay,
Hey, Kenny.
and
No chicken today?
go home. You know,
No hawk?
I was gonna say, wasn't it a hawk?
Did you bury your hawk? Hold it in the shed.
no. Oh, Barry, I got a spot where
As long as
I'm
it still isn't in the car.
no way out in the car.
That's nice.
This the one I dropped off or the one from right there?
So you dropped off.
Why don't we get him one of those, then you can look at the minutes.
Still different.
A little different. We had a couple of things we added.
Oh,
We're on these minutes. The second set of minutes.
so they're in this packet?
They're in that packet. Yeah.
All right.
John,
I have cold pipes, so if we can go fast, that would be awesome, so I can go and drain them.
do my best.
You need
did you,
extra.
did you send those to me or?
Yes, you should have them on your email.
Okay. Yep, see it.
Not that cold in there.
Where is it? Your house or the?
The one downtown. We had to drain the water out, and the air out, and I think there was one,
A little bit of water left.
yeah.
So,
It started at 10 or not water. We started at 6:04.
So who's running the show?
Bang on the screen and this.
I'm trying to.
Okay.
Right?
Just making my notes.
Oh,
I moved.
John made a motion. Laura seconded, and the minutes for November 11th were passed as amended. We just took the word "to" out on the second bullet point of new business right after DV fiber.
It's back down here, this next train is that two right there.
and no changes to the agenda.
And not yet, no changes.
Can he see us?
Yep.
Checking.
He can see you, but you can't see him.
Oh, can you carry?
You probably don't want to.
Oh,
I mean, it'd probably just be my ceiling. So
There. Now you can see what he sees.
Yeah.
Just what you wanted to see, right?
Well, I wasn't sure who TC was.
Tyler Colford.
Yep.
Does someone approve the minutes for November 22nd?
I'll make
I
that
don't-
motion. Kenny seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, the minutes for November 22nd has been approved as written. Financial report.
For our financial report, statement of cash. On December 1st, 2025, we had 41,753 in our checking account. We received $110,000 in payments and $21.46 in interest, while paying out $105,233 checks and ACH payments. Our money market account has a balance of $88,071, with $15,000 transferred out for the November 10th to cover the CDA payment, which was discussed the last meeting. $87.50 taken out for the tree trimming. Essentially, we put in every month, and we had a $20,000 bill. So that we've been saving for that, and we took some of that to pay for the tree trimming on November 21st. And we transferred $2,500 in for our property taxes that'll be due next year. Our current operating checking account is $22,771, $1,700.14 in outstanding checks, and a money market balance is $88,071 with $54,120 unallocated. We currently have a balance of $63,468 on our truck loan, and the $607,093 on our VEPSA loan, no change there. VEPSA is an interest-only deferment until July 1st, 2026.
54,120 unallocated. Does that mean that we have actually 30,000 money market balance? I'm not sure what 55,120 unallocated means.
54,120 unallocated, meaning we put money in our checking account to cover taxes and tree trimming. So that plus the unallocated amount. Unallocated just means we don't have it. It's stuff that's in savings that's not being saved for a specific purpose. It's just there for savings.
Yeah.
Where we have 30,000. Right. We have 30,000 that's in there for a reason that we can't touch. Yeah. Statement of receivables, we rounded out September receiving $1,314 more than we billed out. On November 16th, we billed $10,757. That's 100,000. Sorry about that. 100,000. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was 103,000. Do you remember anything? I think it's 103,000 in electric bills. This is 15,000 less than the revised budget for the month. Our revised budget was over estimating due to a math error. This is 15,000 less than our revised budget. So far, we have collected $59,832 this month so far. Bills due on December 15th, so it's like 6 days from now. What was that?
Can you give me that number again, please?
100,683.
Thank you.
91 cents fees.
Oh, I probably had it.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I actually have it on my sheet. So far, we've collected 59,800. Everything's due in December 15th. We're still working through a solar issue that's been ongoing since February 2025. We're in line of sight right now to get that fixed. We know exactly where we're at. We're now in the process of getting them back into the El Dorado system with the corrected numbers. So that we're hoping to do before this billing cycle. So it should be back in line. And I think the number we just saw most recently was 14,000-ish that we owe them. So that'll just continue to be worked off. We have $22,934.17 in 30-day plus receipt.
All right. Any conversation on the financial report?
Does a financial report need to be approved? Because this is just a,
I think it's just a report.
no,
All right.
I asked my one question.
Review and sign payables.
All right, so for payables, this month, you'll see there's two sets of payments to the trustees because we had last month that was paid after the last meeting. And we have also this month. So you're gonna see that kind of in here. CED, you're gonna see a bill for $3,000. This was for cover up for the municipal center project. That's actually a bill through. We're gonna be billing, we actually just sent the bill to the town for that. So that's a direct bill through of 3,000. My mileage, Fuller, the red meter truck went in for new tires. This was an expected expense. There was a brake thing that needed to be done on the front and a couple other things. So total of $2,000 there.
They cold play the tire.
I think the tires were 800 and something dollars, and the brakes were 400 and something. And I have the full breakdown. I don't remember exactly, but it was 800 for the tires. We had a release of a lien that's already been paid for by the customer. Trustees, the EU remittance to Efficiency Vermont. Leagues of Cities and Towns, we had to pay the association dues, which were due a while ago, but they never sent us the bill. So we finally have that in there. We had to buy new deposit slips from the bank. VEPSA payments that we've already paid. VEPSA payments that we have coming up that are due by the end of the year. Or by the end of the month, which also does happen to be the end of the year. But Department of Taxes for our gross fuel and sales tax. Wex Bank was $218. That's our credit card. I think this month was pretty much just the basic phone, about $106, receptions 24/7, which is our call center for $39. It's in there. If you have any other questions on that, there was pretty small this month, so I didn't pull it. We did have to get some new meter seals. We tried out at Amazon. Amazon has meter seals apparently. We got them for $15.99 for 100 of them, which is a really good deal. Saying we were seeing them for about $30 for 100, so we did that, and they seem to work. So we plan to keep doing that because they're cheap and easy. Casella, TV fiber. I'm sorry. Wex Bank was the fuel, but FMDL is the $294. Same, still pretty small for what we're doing. Creative Technologies, we had to do an insert for the rate case, notifying of the public hearing. MVP Healthcare, Quill Office Supplies. Yeah, I just want to look up the office supply. I can't remember. Thank you. Sorry, I just want to look up with $143. I can't remember what that was. Just because it's the big one.
We got, file
Oh yeah, we had to get new file
for
folders.
next year.
That's right. Was that what the 143 was though?
If you need the file hanging things. Yeah. I'm like.
The metal things,
With the metal rod, I'm inundated with them.
we probably could
Oh,
use
for like the
some.
file cabinet itself. Yeah, we're gonna need that because a lot of these are.
Yeah,
the
so these
same.
ones are-
They're gonna throw them away.
Oh,
Yeah, if you have some, I think we would take some.
Yeah, they're
That's great.
awful. These
Oh, they're
files.
falling apart. I use Staples.
Did you find it?
Oh, I'm still.
It's in the ACH.
Frames?
It's in the ACH section.
I know.
The metal frame?
Not the metal frames.
Oh, that's.
Oh,
what
that's
they
what we-
say.
Hangers,
My
frame, the folders that have the little eye.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're little folders.
Oh, I know what the 143 was the, when somebody when somebody hands us cash, we have a receipt book that says this is, and we noticed, yeah, the cash receipt book, which, our old cash receipt books never had our name on it. So there was nothing actually saying who you gave cash to. It just said we received some cash. Quill does, custom ones for about $2 extra per book. We had a minimum order of 5, so we did 5, which will last us for a while. So they now say our name on it that you're actually paying us. Sorry, that was a while ago we did that. Forgot about it. That's creative technology. We talked about MVP. There's 12, and that's it.
Northeast Public Power Association,
NEPA. Oh yes, conference.
$8.95.
Yep, that was the conference that I went to in June that we're just receiving the bill for now.
So this is what they bill us for the
me.
conference,
That's the attendance fee. Yes.
and that's for the annual, just the annual conference, that one time, it's not a membership.
No, we pay a membership separately.
And why do we go to that?
That was the one that we discussed in June.
I'm not gonna remember.
We wanted to discuss with South Hadley, what mutual aid agreements were there. It was learning about the industry. It was in Burlington, so it was specific that we saw a lot this year. We thought that would be a good year for us to attend. South Hadley, and I was trying to think of the other one that we met with. I can't even remember.
Was it Holyoke or?
Holyoke? There was something else that we had from it, but yeah, that was that conference that we attended. I attended.
Was it Hadley or South End?
South Hadley. South Hadley. The big thing was I wanted to meet with South Hadley about getting, which we can do obviously here, but we had to figure out the mutual aid agreement system in the first place, which we've now figured out.
What are the legal services for?
Legal services, this is Primer and Piper. So legal services, part of it is the rate case and part of it is the tax question that we asked. That was a question about how taxes should be allocated to customers who have generation credit. Do the taxes get applied when they produce the credit or when they use the credit? That VEPSA has agreed to pay. They're going to pay us for it. It's 2,500 of the total Primer and Piper cost, which I think was 33,000 total between the last 2 months, and they're paying 2,500 of it. So I think it's 3,500 because I think it was 1,000 that we owed, and that's for our rate case.
1807 and 279 is what we see here.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then last month we
14
did a
was
14.
I have a question about our garbage pickup.
Yep.
How many bags and what do we throw away and how often do we have pickup? I think that'll start my questions.
We have pickup every 2 weeks,
Every 2 weeks, so not every week.
not every week. For what we throw away, we throw away pretty much anything other than metal. Metal's brought down to the dump or to the Briggs metal station.
Well, yeah. So do we take our office garbage and then maybe, I don't know what we generate for garbage from the linemen.
Yeah.
Is that also,
Correct.
and then like how, like, Okay. Is it 2 bags of just regular, maybe household garbage that we take away, that they take away? And how many bags of it?
It's a it's a pretty full thing. Yes, it's mostly, I mean, stuff from it's mostly the
Do we have a
office.
dumpster?
No, it's a bin,
Bin.
like a
Like a
50,
regular-
55
Yeah,
gallon
just a
bin or
regular
whatever it
And
is.
they take that.
They
every-
take that, and that's a zero sort. So they go through and sort it. However, Casella does that stuff. So we put it all in there. They take our cardboard. They take our. We get a lot. We have quite a few boxes between what we get for CED and what we get here.
You
so
just break them down.
we break them down. They
Flats.
take them and
All the
Um,
shredding.
and then I mean, probably once every 2 months, we have the lineman trash in the other room has to be emptied, and that's a 30-gallon bag. It's a pretty big bag that we put in. Obviously, we have our shredder in here, so shredding pieces are thrown out. But any wire or metal of any kind, we bring down to the rigs dumpster down there.
So it's 51.
Every 2 weeks. 51 for every 2 weeks.
So it would be basically, so, oh my God, instead of 52, it'd be 26 weeks, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
26 times 51, which I don't have my calculator. You do.
$13.26.
1326.
You said 26.
Basically $100 a month. No,
51 times 2.
is it $51
No.
51
for the
a
month.
month.
a month?
Oh,
Oh,
So 51 a month.
Times
so that'd be
12,
Times
times
12.
12.
divided by 26.
612.
612. Okay. And if we get a dump pass for $50, it's $3 a bag?
Yeah.
$3 a bag.
Ish. I don't remember sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, because the
Yeah.
punch cards are.
And if we're throwing away, can we do the math and just figure
Probably
out?
about 4 bags worth fit into that thing, right? Because they're normal sized bags.
I mean, they take 30 gallons,
Obviously,
but they'll
Oh,
take
I've done a
55
55
gallon
gallon.
bag and they'll take
For
that
$3.
for $3.
Gotcha.
So is there a way?
So you're saying 4 bags a month?
I would say probably
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
more a month.
Probably.
3 is 12.
I mean, you're taking out recycling at that point because recycling. is covered.
144
I mean, there's no doubt.
Plus
plus
50.
50.
If
You're
doing
like
the
200.
$200.
200 to 600.
I mean, if you're doing the calculation, go to the dump versus picking it up, it's gonna be cheaper to go to the dump,
So,
but somebody's gonna have to do
right.
it.
And I would think that Richard, who drives the truck, wouldn't mind, but he might.
Right.
But
He'd probably charge us $25 an hour, minimum of 1 hour every time he goes, like you would do for
why?
how he's paid.
We pay them 20.
Yeah,
$25 an hour.
But does he work? I mean, that's not an hour's worth of work. Why would he charge us for
Well, he has to
15
come
minutes
in
and
for-
charge us an hour
That's
for 15 minutes worth of work?
because he still has to come in, take time out of his day to show up and get here and get the truck running. And I mean, that's standard is you charge a minimum of an hour. Our linemen charge a minimum of an hour, even if they're there for 15 minutes.
He's not an employee.
He's a part-time employee.
Okay.
I can guarantee if I asked Richard to come in and pay him for 5 minutes worth of work, he's just gonna say no.
It could be, okay.
I mean, I can do it, but it's somebody has to do it.
Even then, it's still less than $600.
Yep. I do believe Richard used to do some of it when there was an issue with Casella versus Triple T, sorry, AAA.
Triple T.
Triple T. but I don't know the extent of it was before me. Yeah, I anticipate you'd be looking at having Richard or me, whoever does it, you'd be looking at having somebody has to take time out of their day to do it, and you're gonna have to pay them for it, which you're already paying me, but it's another thing I have to take out of what I'm doing otherwise to do it.
Looking at cost savings
Right.
and trying to find.
No, I agree.
I think an employee who could, like, on his way to during meter readings or something, and he's up in that neck, I don't know, on a Tuesday, I don't know, but that doesn't always fall in line with meter reading
Dump day?
times. I understand that. Yeah, dump day might not fall in line with meter
Well, it
reading
would.
times.
I mean, there's 4 days a week. One of them's gonna be a day. I can talk to him about it and see if he's willing.
Thought, I
Right.
like thinking outside the box, and I like, merging certain jobs with certain.
I mean, the other option is we could find somewhere that does have a dumpster and see if we
Start
can.
illegal.
No, I'm saying, and split the cost of them or something, and use, like, I was thinking, if they had a dumpster across, next door, we could split it with them, but I don't think they have a dumpster. They take it all to their home dumpster. You know what I mean? With that would be another way of doing
You
it.
get a dumpster, then if you don't lock it,
Oh, no, we don't want a dumpster. We keep it inside this back room so nobody.
Right.
But I will tell, it is a pain because we have to put it out the night before now. It used to be that we would have it, we would put it out when they came. They would come right in the office and we could bring it out for them. And it was great because they came at like 10 o'clock in the morning. Now they come at 6 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And so we have to have it out the night before.
Right.
Well, if it snows or the wind blows, we have a mess. And so I've argued with Casella a lot on that, and they've said too bad. So I have tried to figure out something alternative from that perspective, but it's, it is what it is. But yes, I do think that it would be cheaper for us to go to the dump if that was something you guys wanted us to do.
does the municipal center and all that for their garbage, do they pay
No,
at the dump?
they don't pay
So why do we have to pay?
because they own the dump and we don't. They own the dump and we don't. We're not the town of Whiting.
We got peanuts we're throwing away.
Right. Yeah, usually I think Pete or Dennis or somebody goes and picks up the trash and all those and brings it up. Other than what it costs. Yep. So that one we will need a motion and a signatures to.
And will we approve the warrant for the payable accounts?
Someone second that? Did I hear a second?
Not yet.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The payables have been approved.
Penny, can you start signing that for me? Third page.
Review and sign payroll.
So payroll total for 4 weeks was $13,486.16. Dale did not submit any time again this month. Greg had $1,155. Randy had $2,100. Most of Randy's was the municipal center being built out for what they're doing. Greg had a couple of outages and street light issues he took care of. And then Richard, Amanda, and I are kind of our normal.
I make a motion
Someone-
that we approve the payroll as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right.
What is it called? Point of order? Do you usually make a motion and then is there discussion? No discussion? Second? Is that how
So
it's?
typically, you're supposed to have a, I mean, if you really wanted to go Robert's rule, you would make a motion to put something on the table. So you make a motion to approve the financial report, just making it. Make a motion to approve the financial report, you second it, then the discussion is what we talk about,
Right.
and then you vote on it. That typically would be how you do it, but that's not.
We're
traditionally
kind
done,
of
and I don't- we kind of
talking
do it a
about
little
it.
different, which is fine. It's not a big deal, but if you wanted to do it, really, that's how you.
All in favor? Yeah. All.
Did you
I-
had a vote
yeah.
on that, Tyler?
Yep.
Any of this one too, and we'll pass. Oh, the signature page made it, but the rest of them.
That's
Managers report.
All right, for the manager's report. I'd like to start off by saying the public hearing did go really well. I'd like to thank all board members who attended. And Tyler, I get why you didn't, so I appreciate it. The effort trying to attend, especially because it's affecting you for several weeks now. Hopefully not, but as I mentioned before, Vermont Digger is doing a story on a rate case. We can expect that, I'm guessing, within about a week. They did do a follow-up after our hearing with me as well. We have ordered our DCUs and expect them to arrive sometime in January. We're planning to unload them at our shop or rigs, whatever is easier at the time, as I mentioned before. DV Fiber did approve the purchase or the approval proposal that was sent over by Patrick last week that we approved. Last meeting. I think we approved it. Yeah, I'm gonna say last meeting on that, sorry. They do plan to complete the DCU make ready work by the end of February, which will be just in time for us to complete our work, hopefully, if everything goes well. Meter order is being placed this week or early next week. We have it mostly ready. We're just waiting on a couple other things. Couple of the odd cases we need to figure out. 2025 tree trimming work on Route 100 is almost complete. Our primary and secondary taps are still need of that cutting. Primary is obviously 15 feet. There's like 6 of them that need to be cut, so that's not too bad. And then we just need to finish out Route Town Hill Road. So Nate said he may have a few spans to finish up in early January, but he is hoping to have it all completed before the end of the year. He just isn't sure. There are 6 danger trees that I'm planning to have Nate take down if the budget allows, which does appear that it will. Nate estimates those 6 trees to cost about $8,000. We have $17,000 left in the tree trimming budget for 2025 after we finish paying the contracted work. Keep in mind, if we don't spend all of the tree trimming budget, next time we go in for rate case, they will claw back whatever we don't spend. So we can't just take tree trimming budget and put it towards paying something else back, as we've discussed before. So it's important that we spend and keep that tree trimming budget what tree trimming budget is, unless we want to reduce the overall tree trimming budget, which I don't recommend.
So it still looks like
There's still going to be a little bit there.
39,000 there.
Correct.
To avoid having a clawed back, can we advance some of our tree trimming? Can we do some that,
Maybe. At least on the books, you're saying, can we at least advance some of it? Maybe.
well, maybe actually,
I'd like to. My problem is time wise, we're tight at this point to finish out actually doing the tree trimming. Let me see what we can do with that.
I mean, rather than have a clawed back.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. I'd rather spend that whole amount. Yeah. Let me look into that. I will say with tree trimming, I'm going to have a couple of bills that are gonna come in probably between now and the end of the year that we're gonna have to get, at least somewhat approval on. Because we have $23,000 in outstanding, contract work that he never submitted a bill for this month on. That's not, none of it is on our,
Okay.
payables. So we're gonna need to
Quick
figure that out, quick meeting probably or something, just to get that approval in so we can pay it before the end of the year. And that by then we'll have some sort of a sense of where we're at for the rest of it. 2026 tree trimming work. Trevor is planning to start and complete 2026 tree trimming work in the spring of 26. He has signed the contract between us and him for Bob Fisher put together for us. So that is all set. Essentially, it's a 151 spans, and we're paying him $9,000 a month between January and August, I believe. So it's a fixed rate, which is going to be, in my opinion, a lot better. It's a fixed, this is what we're paying per month. It's not, sometimes you get a $20,000 invoice, sometimes you get a $2,000 invoice. It's going to be way cleaner, easier for us, and hopefully better for the contractor as well. Battery storage, it remains unclear at this point whether we'll see a savings or a break even from this project. There's still work to be going into this and figuring out where we stand. VEPSA has agreed to fully fund the second stage of research for our battery storage, still at no cost to Jacksonville. So we haven't paid a penny on this. This is VEPSA is running this project as a pilot program through Jacksonville. So they're paying for all the R&D associated with it. So I have said, yes, let's continue having the conversation. The second stage is going to include more of the siting studies and details around where we're actually going to put it, working with vendors on capacities and the capabilities of how we handle outage situations. This is a 2029 or later project in all likelihood if we decide to go forward, just to give some perspective on timing. But it is, I think as we continue to figure out a site location, we get more details, it'll become more clear where we're at financially. I think that the range they gave us was somewhere between $1 million and $2 million with a break even of 7-year payback. Which is, between $1 and $2 million, the whole project is estimated to be a $1.5 million project. That's really hard for us to know. Is this going to make, are we going to be break even or not? We don't know. So without going further into the study, we really won't know where we stand. So I think we're in a fortunate position that VEPSA is paying for it, and we can continue to do some of this work. The EV project, the EV charging. I spoke with Gig about placing a meter at Eames Park. She seemed to think that the select board had little interest in putting a charger there or at the municipal center. If we decide to do a trial at any location other than our building, we would also have to pay for the underground work for running the underground electrical. That would be on Jacksonville to pay. We would also have to pay for the pedestal installation, which would be concrete work. So those would be both on Jacksonville. This is also a trial run for 3 months. If we decided we didn't want to continue it, we would have to pay for those to be removed. So that was something I kind of thought about after we met last time and kind of talked about Eames Park. The other thing is, at our building, the plan was to use the fiber that we have here in the building. And if we went somewhere else, we wouldn't have that fiber option. We would have to do the cell connection, which would be a $15 connection, cell connection a month. So my recommendation is we either make the decision to go forward with it on our building or decide not to do it. I'm fine with no longer pursuing it as an option. I don't think it's something it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of interest, and it seems like it's just kind of adding more work to my plate that's not necessary if we don't really see an option there. You guys okay with kind of dropping it for now?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's something we should pursue. I think it's something we should do if we can. But I think priorities wise, it's low priority right now.
This is not a build it and they will come
big situation. You never know. The grid grant, so this is our tree trimming grant that we've applied for about $350,000. It has been submitted to the Department of Energy by the state of Vermont. We're expecting a few months before we receive a response. They're saying between 3 and 6 months is what the expected response is. We'll see how that plays out. Our application is actually being used as a model for the other utilities. Apparently, ours was the first one submitted. So just as a heads up on that. Outages this month. Couple of streetlight issues. We had a blinking streetlight on 112 at the Mason Hall. That was a photocell replacement. Consolidated at the Consolidated office on Route 100, right by the bakery. One day I was coming through and noticed that the cross arm was almost completely burnt through. Upon investigation, we found out the glass cutout that you guys have seen, those cracks that get in there when the water gets in, was in there and had burned through almost completely. We had to kind of do an emergency shut off for about 6 customers for 30 minutes while we fix that, stabilize that, so we can keep it on the current cross arm for a little bit, but eventually that cross arm will have to be replaced. It's on the to-do list. But it was a good catch because that would have been a pretty big outage. That would have caught a pole on fire, which would have stunk right in the center of town. That was fortunate.
Wasn't that too like a Friday? I think that was like.
Yeah, it was like a weekend, and it was the bakeries on it. So it was a good catch. We were happy we caught it. We had another call for streetlights not working at Route 100 and Allard Road, 2 of them. One needed a photocell, the other one needed a complete replacement. And then Kentfield Road, we had a call for a tree that had fallen on the wires. Greg was able to go remove the tree. I have a few line extensions that we're working on right now. VEPSA updates, Hyde Park, no real major update there. It's a mess, but no major update. VEPSA has approved their budget. So now we're starting to work through how that matches up with our budget and our costs. We do know that power supply is going up 9%. So purchase power. That's what we're buying power at, is expected to go up 9%. So that's about $75,000 in our cost over the course of next year. So that's that plus our VEPSA loan that we have for payback will be a big part of our rate case next year. We will need, we had a meeting at VEPSA that they discussed that the Department of Public Services essentially formally told all VEPSA members and all utilities that there's an expectation that all utilities attend in person for all DPS related meetings. This is, I think my hunch is it's related to the state of Vermont telling all employees to go back to work in office. And the Department of Public Service was one that was pretty heavily affected by this, with a lot of employees working actually out of the state. And so this is something that I anticipate they're telling all the DUs, you need to start going to the meetings in person as part of that. So that means I'm going to have to attend meetings in person. This is going to have to be factored into the budget going forward. That is my manager.
Oh. Any discussion? Or go into old business?
Good for whole business. All right, ethics training, just a reminder. I think my understanding is it was optional for 2025. It's required for 2026. So there was a suggestion about maybe doing, as part of this meeting, maybe we meet a little bit early or a little bit after the meeting and do a group ethics training, maybe with a couple of our computers here. as of January, and then we can all just kind of get it done. So we can work on that for next year. I think that's a good way of doing it. So just as a heads up, we will have to do that. Line of credit. So I just included this email. Essentially, the community bank was trying to give us a right line of credit for $50,000, as you know. They're pretty much, they told us no on the line of credit. I got this email last week on Wednesday. So essentially, they're telling us to do the rate increases that we're going for, start paying down some of the VEPSA debt, and come back to them. It was kind of a surprise, honestly, because they said we should be able to get 100,000, then they changed it to 50,000, and now it's nothing. So that was a little bit of a surprise to me, but it would just keep working with what we have, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
It's like they recommend to do this and then pull the rug. But
I'm being told this is not the first time that this has happened recently for distribution utilities. I actually have a hunch this might have to do with Hyde Park and Hyde Park going where they are right now, and banks, because banks kind of are there's a lot of things that screwed up Hyde Park. One of them was a loan officer gave a loan when they shouldn't have, or a couple of them. And that, I think, is part of what, if banks are seeing that, they might be saying, oh, utilities aren't as protected as we thought they were.
Yeah.
We're going to be more conservative. So that might be part of it. I was saying to Amanda, it's actually good to see that our bank cares enough to actually look at the numbers and make a decision and not just hand it to us. In my opinion, that's a good thing. That's, it's not good that we're in the position that we're in to not get it, but it's
But
good.
they've also given us a path
Correct. Exactly.
to come back again.
And so I think it's good to hear, it's they want to work with us. We're just not in the right spot right now to be able to do
Well,
that.
there's no one else to work with.
It's true. That is true. For budget review, if you guys are good, does anybody else want to talk on line of credit? Okay.
Nope.
So for budget review, I went through and did the requests that I think we had from last time with the budget. There is now the headings on each of the pages. I have broken down where I can the cost of transmission, power purchase, kind of some of these line items. The ones that don't have an account number add up to the one underneath it. I'm not sure if that's clear or not. So like purchase power, right here, about halfway down the page, transmission, purchase power, miscellaneous power charges all add up to that purchase power number. So that's how that all adds up. The ones above calculate into it. So this, essentially, I didn't have we kind of were recalculating our income to a more conservative number today. And so we went through and calculated that income, and we're now kind of having to go back and relook at all of our expenses. And then I have a super lean where I've actually removed all membership dues, all conferences, all travel, even to VEPSA meetings, and removed purchasing where essentially the snow tires we had to purchase. This year we ran on studded snows for the old ones because the summer tires were shot first. So next year we're going to have to either run the winter tires all summer or buy new summer tires. I made the decision to just run the winter tires to cut out $800 there. So that's not this budget. I'm just showing you the regular budget right now. But I do have a lean budget, and it still is not enough cuts. So not enough cuts in expenses. So to be able to break even. So I'm still sharpening pencils, but that's with a 12% rate increase in July. My hunch is it's gonna be higher than that, just knowing we have our VEPSA payment that we're gonna have to pay plus 9% in power supply. I just don't see it being less than being 12 or less. I think it's gonna be higher. I think I've been kind of thinking in the 16 range is the number I was thinking. So, but that's just kind of where we're at right now. I'm not going to go line by line with the budget. I think we should, what I'd like to do is schedule a time to do that separate from this meeting once I have things in a good spot and I do have a break even budget, but I'm just not there yet. So I just want to present where I'm at. So you guys can continue to go through it yourselves and mark it up as you have questions, but that's what that is.
So we should concentrate on the first pass column.
Yeah, yep, the first pass column is the is kind of where I've been working at this point. I do want to update once we're kind of closer to the end of the year, I'll update the actual 2025s with real numbers.
Yeah,
But right now that it changes every day at this point
Yeah.
still. So there's no real point in working off of that.
so you see us selling more electricity or just charging more?
Charging more.
Just charging.
So the problem is we do get new customers. We probably 7 or 8 this year, new customers ish, maybe.
Breaking even. We broke even, pretty much. I still billing the same amount of customers.
Right, we're still billing the same amount of customers. Yeah, so but what's happening is our customers that as we gain customers, we have more customers go to solar. So when they go to solar, we lose them as big customer. And so that's part of the challenge is that every time and rentals fluctuate. Yeah, we have a rental that
Is not
has-
going into an Airbnb.
Yep, turning. But we had a rental that all summer we never got to bill. They shut off the power and just sat there, which is that's tough as well. You're billing a customer and then they go away. We had a house that got torn down that's coming back online, but in the meantime it was torn down. Barn that caught on fire.
So it's-
You lose things as you gain them. So
Yeah,
if we
okay.
gain 8 customers, we're kind of losing them at the same time. Hopefully not quite as fast, but it does happen.
Okay.
I'd love to get another
Ethan else
business or two. Yeah. Well, it's funny because Orleans actually has less customers than we do. Orleans has 600 and something customers, but they have Ethan Allen, and so they have a bigger load, way bigger load. So it'd be great to get maybe 1 or 2 big customers would be nice, but obviously the school is our biggest customer, and then the general store has been kind of our second biggest. Then we go Sawyer Bentwood area. Kind of, we have a decent mix right now. But it'd be nice to get a couple more big ones. And then we do have 7 apartments that are going to be coming online at some point, probably this year, with ends on Island. So that will help. That's a big growth. I don't know. You have one coming online, John? Yeah. You have 1 right now currently, right? So you're 2. That'd be good. So those little things help. So any questions on the budget? New business when you're ready, Tyler.
Yep.
All right. So write-offs, as you know, fun time of year for us. End of the year, we have our write-offs. So this year we have 2 that are recommended for write-off. Essentially, our criteria for write-offs is apartments that are 12 or more months since the last payment. And we have no way of contact, no contact for the last 12 months. So as I said, there's 2 of them. The first is one of the apartments at the post office, and the second is apartment behind the bakery on the second floor of the bakery. One is for $313.91, and the other is for $221.07, for a grand total of $1,034.98.
And how did they get away from us? They just disappeared in the middle of,
So, yeah, so essentially we, when somebody is in an apartment and they tell us they're moving, because typically they do tell us they're moving, we ask for their address and phone number and everything where they're moving. We take it down, but we have no real way of going after them. So we'll call them, we'll email them, we'll tell them they have a past due balance, and they can choose to ignore the calls or pay it. We do have, technically, as a municipality, we do have the ability to put liens on landowners. So these, we could technically go back and put a lien on the actual property for these. That's historically not something we've done, but we are capable of doing it. But that's,
how about maybe getting a partnership with the landlord and saying, okay, because your last tenant dunned us.
Yep.
We're gonna put a $400 hookup charge on.
you can't do it that way.
Yeah,
I will tell you, we do, we can do bigger deposits, which
that's
is
what I'm
typical,
saying.
but that as long as they pay it for the course of the 12 months, they get it back. It's just a bigger deposit that they pay, and then as long as they pay what they're supposed to, they get it back.
For these long-term tenants.
Deposits
No.
aren't legally, we're not legally able to hold a deposit for the lifetime of it. They have to go back within 12 months.
Unless they have missed the payment, or as long as they paid on time and done what they were supposed to, we have to give it back. And we do. That's something we do every month. The amount of times that exact statement is said in this office.
So I will say, as a landlord, I have paid my tenants bill that wasn't an electric bill because that didn't come to me, but it was another bill
Mhm.
with a vendor that I used that it was it just was the right thing to do.
We could do that.
So,
Well, I think also now that we're instilling with the landlord verifications, it's easier to know who the landlords are for every apartment that these people are in.
Mhm.
So if you're telling the landlord that we're shutting off the service because they haven't paid,
right.
then you would hope that the landlord would also want to make that right. Not that it's necessarily their responsibility,
Right.
but they can take the rent
But-
back from their tenant if they
Maybe-
don't pay.
Yeah, maybe they don't give the deposit back. and say,
Exactly.
I'm paying your electric bill that's due.
Right.
So I think that's one way. I mean, I went after one that moved out 3 months ago and I got her to pay, the one that went to Halifax.
Yeah.
And all I said was that she was gonna get she could possibly have a negative credit reporting.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
we-
technically, we could report to the credit bureaus. That costs money. We have to pay to do that. One thing that we can technically hold the landlords accountable for it and send them a bill. I can tell you one of these, we had a payment agreement. She came into the office, set up a payment agreement, literally as she was walking out the door of her apartment. I'm going to pay it. And never received anything. So that's a tough one because payment agreement, she probably already got her deposit back from her landlord by the time we realized she's not going to pay us. We kind of knew this particular person wasn't going to pay us. And we got a lot of money a couple days before she got out because we were going to pull her meter. But technically we could send these to the landlord, tell them to pay it. I can tell you that other municipalities have done tax sales over landlord tenant issues, where they've actually sold the landlord's property because they never paid the tenant's electric bill. I'm not sure we want to be that company, but I can tell you there are municipalities in the state who have. We do have the right to do that. But I mean, we don't have to approve these. This is just to remove them from books. These are the ones that would meet the criteria, I think, based on historic write-offs.
Just call me to have to do.
Can I see the names?
I can. You okay after the meeting? Yep. You won't be surprised by the names. You know the names. You just don't know who they are based on the accounts. You've heard the names before. The other what's I gonna say?
So we can sign this.
Yes. So, that was what I was gonna say. The other thing is we've written off accounts. I've probably had 3 of them since I've started here that they actually came back and paid, even though we already wrote them off. I think we're working on a third.
We're working
on a third
So
right now.
does this explain the length of time that it's been since this, okay, last paid, 11th, okay, so it's been a year, been a little over a year.
And keep in mind, write-offs count from an accounting perspective, they count as a expense. So that's, I mean, write-offs, if you keep it on your books sitting there, then it's a receivable. It sits there as a receivable, which is not something you can collect on at a rate case. But if you put it as an expense, it's something you can put in a rate case. So that's why we want to move it over to a write-off as opposed to just keeping it on a receivable.
Yeah.
It doesn't help us to have it as a receivable.
I think we have plenty that are home-owned ones that we can't do anything with.
And keep in mind that, when I present that, you have $22,000 in aged receivables that are 30-day plus, that includes $1,000 of we're never going to get it funding. So essentially what we do is we write a check to ourselves to pay that off. It's an expense for us. If they ever come back and pay it, that's great. We reverse it and use that, we use their payment. But in the meantime, it's just an expense for us that we can put on the books as an expense at the end of the year.
Have we done research on the cost for collections?
Oh my God. Like how much it costs us to do collections?
Yeah, like for that small amount.
Oh, you mean like to have a company do collections for us?
Or, well, to send to the, for collections as opposed to us billing. Now we've moved you on to
Like a collection.
a collection.
I could look into it. I've never
Yeah, I don't know.
really done. And just so you know, we put this in
Because
December.
it does affect their credit.
It does, yeah.
Right now, it's not doing anything to them, and they probably, I don't know what that $300 represents. Does that represent many months worth of
That's
not
probably 1 month.
paying?
That's probably 1 month for her.
What the heck were they doing?
Oh, you should see.
You should see some of them.
But the thing is it would have hurt her prior, but unfortunately she just bought a house, so that is now not gonna do anything for her. So her credit would have been done a year ago.
Like what? I mean, is it heating
Mm-hmm.
things?
I don't know. Is that heat in there?
Is it electric? Well, I could see if it's electric heat. Okay.
Yeah.
It's that one's the post office, so I'm not sure if that's electric heat or propane or. I know he's got a heater in there. He's got.
The new guy that just moved in there was talking to me about it. I think it is.
It could be. I mean, some of it is and some of it isn't, I believe. But
Yeah.
the other one was just a blatant. They never paid a bill. I don't think the other one ever paid a bill. The one behind
disconnected.
and we did it. Well, she literally came in, moved in, used the power. We kept her deposit, did a disconnect, and she was gone.
I see.
It was just never ever paid a bill to us.
And the deposit covered some of
Some
it,
of it,
and
but
this
not
is what's left.
Unfortunately, our deposits were very small for a long time. Now we're a little bit.
Yeah.
When we have a situation like that, especially if there's one apartment, that apartment behind in the back of the bakery, it always has an issue. And that one, we we know to collect. it.
It's, so is that, you're saying an issue with the tenants are always bad, or it's a high? Okay, so maybe reach out and have a conversation with those notorious ones and like
With the landlord.
with a landlord. And then what was the other comment I was gonna make?
That's what I would say, that's
Oh,
actually.
is
like
it
one where-
potentially a problem? And have we reached out to say, do we have an ability to look at a property and say, I think we do. Let's see what might be a draw on, you know, causing you to
Yeah.
have a high electric bill.
Well, that was actually a conversation.
It's a
we were having
conversation I'm hoping
today.
to have today. Yeah, so so that was something, we went to a summit, or I went to a summit on Thursday before the hearing, the public hearing. And they were talking about how we can help customers with that. First of all, Efficiency Vermont will literally go through everybody's bill and through all their appliances. And they have a spreadsheet that literally you plug in how many dehumidifiers you have, how many air conditioners you have, how many furnaces you have. And it's pretty accurate with how much it calculates for your bill. So Efficiency Vermont will do that. We got a copy of that spreadsheet. Actually, we got Vermont Electric Co-ops is a little more comprehensive. So they actually sent me theirs. So we rebranded that for us. So we're able to kind of do that with customers. The other thing I'd like to do, with all our spare money that we have, I'd like to, a lot of other utilities have kilowatt meters that they essentially, you can plug them into the wall and you plug an appliance into it, and it tells you how many kilowatts you're using by that appliance. And a lot of other utilities have it that you can use them. There's usually like one in the office. You can rent it out for free, bring it home, use it. Another utility recommended putting it at the library. So people can check it out at the library.
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's something I thought was cool. They're like $35. So it seems like it'd be worth us buying a couple of them, just so that, you know, we'll have one at the library, have one here. And it's a good way for customers to be able to test and see what's going on. We get calls probably at least once a month on why is my bill so high.
Right.
And it's usually, I mean, it's always the customer. It's never us. Our meters are never the problem. They run slow, if anything. So, but they don't know what's causing it. It's usually, and so we're able to help them with that.
On the other end too, if we see somebody which we did last month, that was abnormally high.
Yep.
We reached out to them before they received their bill, and when we were in the reading process, and asked them why it was that they felt that their bill would be so high.
Yeah.
And they actually said that their furnace had crapped out and they were using electric, but they thanked us for letting them know.
It makes a big difference when we're proactively reaching
Yeah.
out to them and saying, whoa, what happened?
It's
What's
like,
going
it
on?
was way out of control.
That one was really bad.
Yeah. But we try to educate them, and, you know, we also, I mean, some of the apartments, I'm telling them, shut off your breaker and see if there's something still drawing your electric, because there's a couple of apartments in the area that doesn't seem that there's just their apartment that they're putting
Yeah.
electric to.
We have a couple of them.
We have a couple.
We have one building that we think that's
Yeah.
a problem.
And a few tenants that are like, wow, this is really expensive.
They're stealing each other's electricity.
Exactly.
I think it's like a washer and dryer
Yeah.
that's on it that's not supposed to be on it. I
Yep.
think is what's going on there. But
So we are trying to educate them.
But is it possible for something like a faulty furnace or something like an aged furnace to draw more?
well, a big one is the
Huge
water pump. The
humidifier.
water pumps, when the water bladder fails,
Oh, okay.
the water pump will kick on all the
Oh.
time, and you'll see a huge increase in your electric bill.
Okay.
And the only way you catch it is by hearing it kick on or seeing it in your electric bill. And so that was one that was brought up that Efficiency Vermont sees a lot, is they're like, why is my electric bill so high? And they're like, your water heater is running all the time. The other thing with Efficiency Vermont is they'll have access to our AMI data once we get it. So they'll actually be able to go in and by 15 minutes, look at your usage, which will be kind of cool to be able to troubleshoot. Obviously, we'll be able to do that too, but Efficiency Vermont has the know-how of what they're looking. You know, they do it every day. And so that's something that is good as well, is they'll be able to.
I just hate getting beat by people who are deliberately trying to beat us out of the bill.
Yeah.
What really kills me, and I'm sure Amanda, when you know we're going to be beat, and you can't do anything about it. I mean, there are times that we know, I mean, I could have told you both of these were gonna be a problem. And there's just nothing you can do legally to stop it. And that's what's really stinks. When you see it,
Better at it.
we're getting better at it.
I have to say, I think
Amanda's good at it.
they're more afraid to skip town now.
And we're really good. Amanda's really good at really holding to the 30 days past due. If you are 30 days past due, you're gonna get a disconnect notice. And Amanda, you think you call the minute they go past due,
Yeah,
you're
I'll
like,
start
just a
calling.
reminder, you have a bill. I'm not sure if you missed that, or, you know, so that's something that's helping. We're not 90 days plus past due anymore. That's a huge difference. We can't carry those balances.
I'll make a recommendation that we approve these write-offs with the understanding that we're gonna keep digging for it.
I will say they are previously me, and I didn't know.
They
that
were pre Amanda.
I didn't know that they were the one I kept trying to call.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
remember?
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
so that's a good case of where the discussion took place before the motion.
That was a good example. Yes, good example. Tyler, I just want to throw out the Village Fuel. We have that $100 we put into Village Fuel. I have two of their slips, one for October and one for November on here. So if anybody wants to see what has been expensed and how much, they're here if anybody wants to see them. And then the other thing is regulator control panels. If you're ready, Tyler.
Yep. Well, Jen's taking notes, so if
I'm
Jen's
good.
ready, I'm ready.
I should check with Jen. You're right.
He watched you.
So, for those of you who don't know, at our metering point, we have what they call a recloser, and a bank of 3 regulators. Those regulators are regulating voltage, and their job is to kind of act like a battery, so to speak, where if voltage is really high, they'll pull back and save some of that energy. And if the voltage is really low, they'll send it out. So they're regulating the voltage. It came to our attention, we have some solar that's new on one of our legs, and it came to our attention that the voltage was pretty high. And so upon investigation, we found out that one of the regulator control panels isn't working, which is essentially the brains of the operation to know whether it should go on or off. So this is something we call Green Mountain Power for usually. They just replaced our recloser control panel. And so I called them and asked about it. They came and looked at it and essentially kind of told us it's too old to even look at. It's like 20 years old. Their recommendation was to replace it. Actually, their recommendation was to replace all 3. They're $2,700 a piece plus installation, which Green Mountain Power Historical is usually around $1,500 for installation for one of these kinds of things. They have to pay for traffic and everything, so it's kind of part of that. So it's pretty expensive. That's for one of them. We would have to do 3. Right now we have one that's broken, doesn't work. We have no way of touching it. It's not doing what it's supposed to. It's not regulating the voltage. So that one has to be replaced. The other 2 are just old and will fail eventually. So my recommendation is that we get the one replaced that has to be replaced and kind of plan to do 1 a year, in hopes of not getting it all at once. But that's obviously, I mean, we're talking, $5,000 in expense. So I wanted to bring it to the board and make sure you guys agree with that. I normally would kind of say yes, but it happened to be around the board meeting. It's something we need on the grid to be a functioning grid. We will have customers very not happy with us if they're both doing it. So,
Is there any advantage to having all three done at the same time?
Yep, so
To save on the labor?
Yep, so there is a savings on the labor. If we did all three at one time, you pay the one-time installation fee as opposed to 3 times. But you do pay the $2,700 a piece.
Yeah,
So
I
you,
understand that.
yeah, you'd be paying, I mean, so then the other thing we looked into was replacing the panel we have with one that is currently is the same thing as what we have, the old version, but works. That was $1,000 plus install. So that to me there was no point in paying $1,000 for something that's 20 years old. So I think we should upgrade them. It's a matter of, do we want to replace all three or one? I'd love to do all three, but I just am not sure we have the money to do that. And this is a tough one because when we do our rate case, this is something that we can submit. And then the state is going to say, well, is that a recurring expense? And if we say no, it's actually something we can't submit to the rate case. So this is where we as municipalities are saying we can't expense all of our expenses because we really can't build a bank of money that we can use to pay for things that break. If a recloser broke, I mean, Jen and Kenny, you were here when our recloser, and Tyler probably, our recloser was $25,000 to replace. If that ever happens again, we don't have the money for that. So it's an interesting problem that all the municipals are facing right now.
My suggestion for doing all three is to save on future labor expenses.
Correct. It would be a savings of probably around $3,000.
Yeah.
Which is not something to take lightly.
No. I know it's kind of kicking the can down the road to do it one at a time.
Right. You don't need to really vote on it, but I'd love a consensus of what you guys think. I make these decisions regularly, I guess. Kind of. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, just because it does happen online in a meeting that we're having.
What do you think, Jen?
I mean, I'm usually in the same camp as you are with taking care of it all at once, save on labor. But if we think about, I don't know, interest on the money that we aren't spending, think about putting ourselves in a position where we can't do something else, then we're paying interest on something else. I don't know. What do you think? I sounded like the labor was gonna be about $2,000,
I think 1,500.
1,500, so that's.
And that's including traffic and programming, like the actual guy doing it. And they're coming from Rutland too. So you're paying for travel, the repair, and the traffic. It's all part of the installation. And then just so you're aware, we have the one that's completely broken, not working. We have one that the screen doesn't work, so there's no troubleshooting that can happen on that one. So if it breaks, if it stops working right,
You won't
we won't know.
Yeah.
And then we have one that's working fine. So there's,
So,
And they're all 20 years.
and they're all 20 years old, which is pretty old. I mean, Green Mountain doesn't even have any of these. I have reached out to other utilities to see if there's another company that people work with on this. And most of them pretty much said they hire Green Mountain Power. It's cheaper. I was thinking maybe another municipality has somebody that they can kind of send down and do it.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't sound like that's nothing. You can ask the man, but I've been
We've got
losing sleep on
pros and-
this for a little bit.
We've been going back and forth with it. Pros and cons to each.
So the other $5,400 that we need to do the extra two.
Yeah.
Any place where we have that?
I'm not sure where we have the 2,700 to do it in the first place, but we're gonna have to come up with it. It's probably gonna be saving somewhere. Somewhere will probably wind up being a savings.
I mean, we do have the CD there, right?
So are we,
Money market.
Money market, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably, so eventually that's probably where it works back to. The one good thing is January is gonna be probably a pretty decent billing. So we get some income from that.
did I do this right? So one time is gonna be roughly 4,200.
Yeah.
So times 3 is gonna be 12,800.
Almost 13.
So if we do it all at once, we've got 27 times 3
Yeah,
plus the 1,500 is 9,600.
Yeah.
So it's roughly a $300 savings.
3,000.
3,000.
I mean, a $3,000 savings. So you're talking 3 years worth?
I said one a year. I mean, it might,
We're hoping if we can last it out that long.
right, we don't know. I mean,
One
we
of the
could,
Screens already.
right,
broken,
it could be
so-
broken tomorrow and we have to replace 2 of them tomorrow, you know what I mean?
No, it's that.
But
We're being.
Why people buy insurance, that risk.
Preventive maintenance, I think.
Yeah. that's really what it should be looked at. This is preventative.
It's, yeah, right.
And what I will say is the solars are making it, the voltage go all over the place. The solar, when we add solar, that's the first thing we have to look at is voltage is just going all over the place. Because you get during the day, voltage is high coming this way. And then during the night, there's no voltage coming this way and it's going that way. And that's just not how grids are built.
You're saying the regulators are getting worked?
Yeah, more than they ever have.
And if they're 20 years old, they were built before we had any
Before
source.
solar existed.
Well, I think the decision's gonna come down to like, do we have the money? I think we should get them fixed right away. I mean, I would stretch it out. I would like, I'm sorry,
No, sorry, it's a fire call. I was just,
you're good though.
I'm good.
I don't get scared. Which I probably gets me in trouble. Like, let's just.
You don't get scared of pushing it back?
I'm saying two things. I'm saying opposites right now. I'm like, I would pay for it, get it done.
I
To
don't get
save the
scared.
money. To save the money, but at the same time,
We could chance it.
we could chance it, stretch it out, save them. And like I said, we're making interest on the money we're not
Right.
spending, but I understand that's like,
No, now you guys know my struggle that I've been going.
This has literally been a conversation.
I think I've talked to everybody. I talked to Ludlow about this to try to figure out what they would do. So anyway, I can work through it. You guys don't need to make a decision, but I figured I'd just
see what
it,
we would
it was
say.
it was a fun conversation to go through, wasn't it? If you do have ideas, I'd love to hear them. But yeah, I think we have to do at least one of them. I don't see how we can get away with not doing one. But the question is, should we do all 3? But
How are you split the savings and do one this year and 2 next year?
right, yeah,
And John wants to save the money.
Well, I just hate paying Green Mountain anything.
Yeah, I know.
well, that's I was like, maybe I can get Chicopee to come up, but they hire it out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The other thing I was looking into ordering a refurbished one because Green Mountain Power doesn't do refurbished. And Green Mountain Power marks up everything we buy from them. So of course, this control panel, if you buy it, or if we were to buy it ourselves, we would pay, what did I say, 1,300? I think it was 13 or 1,800. And then Green Mountain Power marks it up. So that's why it's 2,700. And then we pay the install. So I was like, well, maybe I can do that, but then I'm going to wind up ordering the wrong. I know I'm going to order the wrong one. And then they're going to say, no, we're not going to install something you ordered versus I've looked into a lot of options on this.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I have for regular session. You guys,
If Green Mountain will give us a break on the price for 3 instead of 1.
I doubt it.
It's Green Mountain.
The way they told me, they said $2,700 and you should replace all three. And I said, oh, well, could I replace one this year? And they were like, you could, you shouldn't, but you could. I don't think they're giving us a discount on all three. I think the 2,700 was for all three.
Oh,
No, well, yeah. I think the expectation. So that's all I have for regular session. I know Jen is trying to get back to fix a pipe. I'm not sure what we want to do. This was just a continued working session on the salaries and benefits.
Yeah.
And it's only 7:30, which isn't bad.
Doing pretty well.
That's not too bad.
This is the discard pile.
Yeah, pile it right there. I'll get rid of it.
Shredder or burner or something.
My wood boiler could use it.
We have a shredder.
Next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday, I have the firewood processor coming. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna set it up in my lawn into the woodshed. So the conveyor belt will go right into the woodshed.
Drop it right in.
Drop it right there. Get 7 cords in there. I'm a little bit late this year.
Don't
Gotta
worry.
have some people on the end there to stack it.
I'm not even sad. I'm just gonna be one big pile and call it a day. That's a big enough. I think I can do 7 cords in that woodshed.
In a pile and start stacked.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't need another heater or anything. You're just draining pipes.
I'm just, draining the air out of the radiators. Hot water radiators.
Oh, I did put, per Amanda's suggestion, we put up plastic over the windows. It made a difference. We felt it today. I did it last night. Made a big difference today. So,
I'm just gonna keep
Great.
giving myself brownie points. Oh, my great ideas.
and I did get a new strip for the door. I don't think it's quite the right.
You can
strip,
still
but
see
You
through.
can still see. I haven't done it yet.
You can
'Cause
see through the entire door.
I need a warmer day where I can keep the door open for a little bit, like scrape it. I was thinking a Saturday is a good day.
And today it
Kinda-
opened all on its own.
Buy
The
one
door.
of those refrigerator flap things. They're like strips of plastic that come
Really?
down. And then you ever work in a restaurant?
Oh, I know what you're talking about,
Through
yes.
the refrigerator.
Really?
You have to go through this sort of.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, yeah. Do that.
I would pay to see how many people walk into it.
They can't figure out how to open the door, whether you
Never
pull or
mind.
push. So never mind opening that.
A screen. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be warm
We have
up
not
Saturday.
adjourned. I did put an executive session for continuing working on the benefits and salaries. If you guys want to do that, I don't have a whole lot in there, but I do have a little bit. Hard to believe, but we didn't have a whole lot of time to work on that this month. But that's up to you.
Nobody's speaking up.
Tyler's still with us.
Tyler, you asleep?
What? Yeah. No, I'm here.
You said you're in your bed, right? You're laying in your bed.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's the way to do the Jacksonville Electric meetings. I like that.
I'm ready to go.
I'd like to work on my radiators, but I don't wanna push something down the road that other people wanna talk about, so.
Can I make a suggestion and maybe we do another meeting where we talk about the tree trimming? Because we're gonna have a tree trimming expense that's gonna come in between now and the end of the year. That we kind of discussed having a short meeting for. Maybe we kind of piggyback this into that.
That'd be fine.
Would that be,
Mhm.
that way we all get a little bit of time back, but then we
Yep.
have some time to discuss
I'll
it.
make a meeting to adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion, Tyler, to adjourn.
Someone second that?
seconded. Laura seconded. So we're gonna have another meeting this
Meeting's
month.
adjourned at
Done it last
7:40.
month.
Okay. When you shut that off, that recording off.
Do we have a vote? Sorry,
Oh,
I missed. You just do a vote really quick and then I'll shut it off.
Jen
Oh.
made a motion. What?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jen made a motion to adjourn the meeting. Laura seconded. And all were in favor of adjourning the,
You didn't say all in favor.
I didn't. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Now the meeting's adjourned at 7:40.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna shut off the recording. Recording and turn.